We are strengthening and preserving Medicaid for those who is intended.
That's U.S. Congresswoman Mariannette Miller-Meeks, who's defending her work to advance Trump's big budget bill. And this is her thesis. We're not cutting Medicaid, we're making it better. Despite being convinced that Senate Republicans' cuts are going too far, she's still stumping for this bill. And I think it's important we talk about the impact that this would have here in Iowa and why Miller-Meeks has gone back and forth on whether Medicaid cuts will leave Iowans uninsured. I'm Zachary Oren-Smith. I write about politics for Iowa Starting Line and host our podcast, Cornhole Champions. Back in May, Miller-Meeks was the key vote in a committee to advance what experts call the largest cut to Medicaid in history. She voted yes on a bill that cut $793 billion in federal spending over the next 10 years. Don't believe me? That's according to the nonpartisan Congressional Budget Office. They say rural hospitals in particular will lose out and possibly be forced to close. Still don't believe me? Check out this map. Right now, hospital and nursing taxes fund Medicaid in states like Iowa in a big way. Over 30% of Iowa Medicaid funding comes from these provider taxes. And local providers, like the one in Washington, Iowa, are raising the alarms about how this would have the biggest impact on small rural hospitals right here in the state. Democrats have offered amendments to protect Medicaid and to lower drug prices, but Miller-Meeks has been a consistent no on those too. Right now, 1 in 5 Iowans gets health care through Medicaid. That includes 319,000 kids. When politicians say they're just cutting waste and fraud, ask yourself, do 319,000 Iowa kids sound like a waste to you? And then there's Miller-Meeks' favorite move, changing the subject to immigration.
Illegal immigrants should not be on Medicaid.
The real question isn't about immigration. It's simpler. Should working Iowa families lose their health insurance so billionaires can get bigger tax cuts? Because that's what's at stake here. If you make above $4.3 million, you'll save on average $400,000 a year. Meanwhile, if you make less than $50,000, not only is this not a tax cut to you, it means that you'll have fewer benefits from these programs, more holes in the safety net that helps working people meet their needs. That's not to mention that it does so by adding $3.3 trillion to the current $29 trillion national debt. Right now, we're waiting to see about the final version of what the Senate will do, but already Miller-Meeks is saying these bigger cuts could cause real damage. But you'll notice that while she's saying she doesn't like the Senate's Medicaid cuts, she's not saying that she won't vote for them. You may remember that she raised the stink about how her own chamber's bill would have cut renewable energy tax credits, but that principled stand didn't last very long. She voted for it anyway. Follow Iowa Starting Line, like and subscribe to my podcast, Cornhole Champions. Thanks for watching.